Mr. Crow, Grando.
Yes, my name is Crow Grando, and actually I identify as she, her. Okay. Mayor Alorza, you may remember me. You were kind enough to come and speak at an event that was organized by myself and members of the Indigenous community here in Providence, in support of the people who were opposing the Dakota Access Pipeline. Providence Defense the Sacred. And as someone who has a foot in both worlds, I identify both as Indigenous. I'm Mi'kmaq Métis, and I also have colonial settler heritage. If you notice, my last name is Sicilian, so I do have a horse in this fight on many levels. I have to say that we're all guests here. This is Narragansett and Pokanoket Wampanoag land. And for 400 some odd years, settlers have had the upper hand because of what has been done to Indigenous and Aboriginal populations in our state. And if you know the story of Columbus and the real history, not the whitewashed history, not the Columbus discovered America fairy tale history of Columbus, you know that he was a genocidal person. He's responsible for the genocide of hundreds of thousands and thousands of innumerable amounts of Native peoples wiped out. So, there's not enough attention given to the fact that there is a sizable, thriving Native community here in Providence and all of Rhode Island and our neighboring states. We know who we are. You all don't seem to know who we are. You know about the museums, you know about, powwows and things that are visible. But imagine being an Indigenous person or a person who shares that heritage and seeing a genocidal person who is known to have allowed his crew to rape and pillage our people, commemorated publicly and celebrated. So what I'm urging you to do is to make sure that any panels you have that discuss what is to be done with this statue include people from the communities who are most egregiously affected by its presence. As someone who has Sicilian blood in me, I don't like having a genocidal person and a rapist held up as an example of my Italian heritage. And with all due respect to Gorham and the historical significance of the statue and the parks and whatnot, if a statue like this is to be placed in public, it needs to be placed in context with the actual history as it happened, not as it was rewritten to be palatable by the public who does not know their history. Thank you. I appreciate you hearing me.